Hey, Joshua here from the world's best screen protectors, and today I just want to show you a really quick and foolproof way to easily apply screen protector so you can get it on your phone without any worry of getting it incorrectly aligned or bubble free and all that good stuff. So you're going to need a few ingredients. Of course, you want to have your roll of tape. You can use just pretty much any kind of Scotch tape, masking tape, painter's tape, something that doesn't have a really high level of stickiness. And of course you need your screen protector in your phone. So we're going to just start here by opening this up. And set that aside. The first thing here that we'll notice is a quick inventory of the contents. You have your nice large 6-inch cleaning cloth here. And we have the bubble squeegee, the dust removal sticker, the little bag that it all comes in. We also got a little thank you card here, and of course we would hope that you take the time to read that. Then of course the very important reference installation instructions with a QR code and a link to the video here. And a little sign here making sure to remind you that you do indeed need to watch the video, which is what you are doing right now. Congratulations. And the all-important, of course, screen protector. You can go ahead and take it out of its little plastic protective sleeve here. Should just slide right out. Alright, so the first step after you've washed your hands and everything is to clean your screen, and you want to do this as thoroughly as possible. One suggestion is to actually do this maybe like in your bathroom if you have a good bathroom counter space. Run the hot water in the shower for 4 or 5 minutes. Get a little humidity going in there, and that humidity will cling to the dust and cause the dust to fall, and therefore it won't be in the air to get into your installation. Some other people have said that they use installed it on, like with their vent on the above their oven, their stove I mean. They've turned the stove vent on and then did it on top of their stove top, and that supposedly works really well too. I'm just doing it here on the table because that's what gives me the best space here to record the video. So I'm just, basically you want to wipe off here, clean the screen, get it as clean as possible. If your screen isn't clean to start with, then you probably won't end up with a very good result. So step number one is to get your screen perfectly clean. Alright, just wiping off a little bit of dust there. Okay, so step number two then is to go ahead and grab the screen protector, and do not pull off any of these tabs. This is the protector, and it has a covering on both sides for right now. But we're going to just go ahead and stick it on the phone, and we want this step number two, where it has a round 2 there, to be facing up. So we'll stick it down here just like this, and we're going to hold it. We're going to line it up till we get it exactly where we want it, and then we're just going to grab a couple pieces of tape here. And the idea here is to form a hinge. So I'm going to just push it over to the side a little bit here. Stick the piece of tape on. Now I'm going to line it up perfectly so it's exactly the way I want it. Pull it a little bit closer so I can see here. I think that looks pretty good. But this step is really important because how you end up lining it up right now is how it's going to end up being. And so while you're holding it down with one hand, just kind of use your other hand and crease the tape over there. And then once you've done that, pick it up and finish laying the tape on. And double check just to make sure that it's still in the same exact spot that you want it. It looks good to me, so I'm going to just flip open the tape here and wipe off the dust here. There was some dust that got on top of the screen in spite of all of my efforts to keep it clean there. So I'm just going to wipe it off really quick here and make sure this is the final step here before it's ready to be applied. Alright, and sometimes the dust isn't really visible to your naked eye, but it's still there. So that's what this little cool sticker is for. If you peel it off here, you can stick it on the screen. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just kind of, stick it on and pull it off. And you notice I had a big bubble there, so I'm just gonna, do it a couple times just to make sure I got got it covered as best as I can. And what this is doing is it's just, grabbing any lint or bubbles that might have fallen onto the screen as much as possible. Okay, then I'm going to grab this red little tab here and make sure you don't touch the sticky side of the screen protector now, because that could leave finger oils on it, which might end up with a result you don't want. So it's best to avoid not to touch this. Keep it on the edges. Keep touching it on the edges or the flip side here, and just simply flip it back over onto the screen like that. And you notice how it kind of started to squeegee on itself there. What I'm going to do now is grab the screen protector here. There's a bubble here and a bubble there, and I'm just going to use this little squeegee here to push them to the edges. That one disappeared. This one here is being a little stubborn, but it's moving slowly. If you want, since we haven't pulled off the top here, you can use the card here to go directly onto the screen. And of course, if the card doesn't work, you can always use your finger. Okay, it looks like that bubble got out. I'm looking for any other bubbles that might be here. Overall, it's looking pretty good to me. So the next step is to just go ahead and take off the piece of tape. And I wouldn't peel it all the way off. I would just basically peel it up to something like that and then stick it over. You can take it off if you want, but just to get it out of the way, basically, so it's not sticking to the phone anymore. Then pull up on tab number 2 is the next step. And this is removing the final layer of protection here. And there's a bubble here, it looks like. There might be one there. Let me just... Sometimes this the residue that's on this tab number 2 here, the residue that they stick on here, it's a little bit, I can kind of feel it sticking to my fingers a little bit. Sometimes that will actually leave a little, a few glue marks or something on top of the screen. So usually if you just, rub it with the cleaning cloth here, it'll rub those glue marks off. You can also use your finger if you think it'll help. But it does look like I have a little bubble right here, because, and I can tell it's a dust bubble because I can see a little speck in the middle of it. Other than that, it looks like we have a pretty clean install. There's a little glue mark right here that, again, like I said, you can use your finger or the cleaning cloth and it'll usually rub right off. But to get this bubble out is where the tape comes in handy again. What you do first of all is you stick a piece of tape on the corner here nearest to the bubble, and then you grab another piece of tape, and this tape I'm going to hold upside down, and I'm just going to pull up on this here, and notice how it just pulls that screen protector right up, and I can dab the sticky side of this tape to the sticky side of the screen protector just like that, and it'll pull that bubble right off. And I can do that, don't want to do it too many times, but just enough times to get it. And if if you're worried about it, you can also dab the screen as well, just to make sure that you got it. Alright, and once you got that done, then you just lay it back down. And again, try to avoid touching the skinny parts of the screen. I'm just going to slowly smooth it back down here, hopefully to avoid getting any more bubbles in it. Clean it one more time, and it looks like I got the big one, but it looks like there might be another small one there still, so I'm going to just repeat the process again until I get them all out. And like I said, a good environment to, if you can find a dust-free environment to do this in, that's all the better, because my screen was pretty dust-free when I finished cleaning it, but the environment here is putting dust back onto the screen almost faster than I can take it off. So that's where, if you do it in the bathroom, on a bathroom counter or something like that, it's very helpful. But anyways, that's the end result, and as far as I can see here, there's no bubbles, and it's a clean screen, and you can't even tell it's there. It's so perfectly aligned here at the bottom around the home button. You can see a little bit of the screen protector around the camera there because of the way it's designed, but other than that, it's pretty much invisible. So that's it. Hope you enjoy.